Yeah, my name is Danée, and I'm part of the Active Mind Speakers Bureau. And being a part of that bureau is great because I get to travel all over the country, and I get to speak to various audiences, about issues that impact mental health in terms, by using my personal experiences in my story. And it's cool because being someone who is of color, and I get the opportunity to share an experience from that lens, and so that's really awesome. But very important, like in terms of minority mental health, just in general, one of the statistics, 25% of people who identify as African American actually seek treatment, as opposed to 40% of white people. So I really think it's very important. All right, for me, some of the most important parts of my identity is being a person of color, as well as a gender non-conforming person of color. And that does impact the way that, the ways that I access and receive services, just in terms of like things that I know will support that identity being real, not challenging my identity because, I am a real person. That's what I like to say. At the end of the day, I am a real person, and people like me were robbed of our bodies in ways that other people can't understand, in ways they can't comprehend because it's not something that they personally go through. So, that being aware of that identity and acknowledging it and having compassion for myself, it really helps to, with ongoing, recovery and health and wellness, because those are some of the barriers that were preventing me from like sharing my entire self with other people. So, acknowledge your realness. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that you exist in a way that you exist, and you're trying to, like I said, these people sometimes try to invalidate you as being a person, especially trans and gender non-conforming people of color, which have for a long time, been overshadowed. Being a gender non-conforming person of color, like I said, that really does shape the way that me personally, I access services. So, if someone else that was in my boat, like, what would I tell them in terms of their experience, and in terms of my experience, when I share it with them? I would say, like, be compassionate, to yourself. Because, like I said, especially, people like myself, we're robbed of our parts of our body and robbed of ourselves in ways that other people just will probably never imagine. So, just have compassion for those things that we're trying to reclaim, because reclaiming that and, taking back control in order to exercise your right to self-determination and make those decisions for you based on who you are and how you identify, those are some of the ways that, I'm able to continue on the path to where, my life is cool and I'm living my best life.